Hi, I'm Leslie Hassel. I'm the designer and artist behind Garden Sass. I live in the Ozark Mountain foothills, and my artistry is inspired by natural elements from the region. I create jewelry and accessories using flowers, seeds, and stones from the Ozark region, and my hope for my pieces is that people who love the area will be able to take a piece of that with them. Our pieces are made in a tiny studio right outside of Dover, Arkansas, and the natural elements are grown and foraged in the region. Some of them are even grown in my own yard right outside of Dover. If you're from Arkansas or you're familiar with the region, you probably know that native plants are abound in roadside ditches and fields, and many of our pieces incorporate that type of flora. I also use elements from my personal garden, so flowers and vegetable seeds that I grow outside of Dover, you'll see in our pieces as well. And we use sandstone and limestone that we find in the region. My process includes pressing and drying the flowers and seeds, and I use a variety of methods to do this. The preservation method really depends on the physical qualities of the flora. For the HAM pieces, I used a traditional pressing method that you can do at home. So grab a thick book and place your flowers or your herbs between the pages and close the book. Place a heavy weight or a few heavy books on top and let it sit for a couple of weeks. When the flora is dry, it will have the consistency of parchment paper, and having it completely dry is critical to avoid air bubbles and mold once you begin preserving the piece and move it to the next stage. Once the natural elements are dry, I place them in resin, and to me, that's the most fun part of the design. Choosing the flowers and herbs and deciding the placement in the bezel is my favorite part of the process. Once the resin cures, I begin putting the jewelry components together, and then it's ready to wear. Several months ago, I began brainstorming with the team at the Historic Arkansas Museum store in an effort to preserve herbs and flowers from the gardens on the museum grounds. And we're very happy to announce that the HAM exclusive collection is now available for purchase inside the museum store. As part of the project, I spent time with a group of gardeners who care for the Mary Fletcher Worthen Medicinal Garden at the museum, and I learned about the work they do and their aim for the gardens, and they provided a wealth of information about the plants grown here and their historical significance to the state of Arkansas. In the HAM collection, you will find stud earrings, pendants, and even these fun crescent moon designs, and they're all filled with herbs and flowers from the gardens on the museum grounds. I want to say thanks to the team for inviting me to work on this really fun project, and I hope you all take a visit to the museum soon to see the grounds, the gardens, the exhibits, and of course the Arkansas made items at the museum store.